of the first quarter with the score Washington 7, Auburn 0.
Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
And that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers.
And what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the second level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. He'll call for the fair catch here. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't get on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
To throw, it's Duggan. Pocket starts to collapse. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble, but couldn't create anything there.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Fires to the tight end. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. They're a couple of yards short of the first down, but the offense will stay out there on fourth down. On the move. They'll mark him down right there, and that'll be enough for a Washington first down. Here comes the hurry up. That time they were in their own territory. That took some lower intestinal fortitude.
It definitely did. And listen, if that's what you're going to be, that's who you're going to be. You're going to be that kind of offense and be aggressive, then stick with who you are. And apparently, nowadays, going for it on your own end, it really ain't nothing anymore.
Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. Looking to move it through the air. Moving out of the pocket. Lets it fly. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
Pre-snap motion in the backfield. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. PAT unit on the field. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner could find no daylight. side. He goes down.
Auburn Tigers will take over. 1st and 10.
And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, Dave.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense, to be physically pounded. The run is coming. You know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
They'll line up for a 2nd down play. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Good vision and determination there to find his way up to the 23. He now has 62 yards on the ground, a very productive first half here in the season opener. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
Really nice job by the defense there, expecting run on that play, making the tackle, and now giving yourself a chance to get off the field.
And the offense with no intention to draw the defense off sides. They want to run on 4th down. Calls his own number. The Tigers pick up the 1st down.
And I like this. I like aggressiveness, especially early in ball games. Set the tone. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to play 4-down football. Nowadays, it makes a lot of sense. You see it with analytics. Go for it, even if it's in your own territory.
Auburn ready to go back to work after getting another 1st down. They'll leave it with him. Fighting off the defender. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Works his way to the 38 after gaining 5.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that 1st down, so they dial up the running play and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. He wants to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man downfield. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Nice job after the catch by the tight end, able to make a guy miss and go get extra yards.
Fresh set of downs after the completion. From the gun, give on the inside.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. He makes the connection. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
A quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the 1st down.
They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. Hit the effort. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Tiger. Ready to try the point after. Right down the boulevard. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. NC State delivered the knockout blow early in this one, en route to the type of win that can turn some heads there in the ACC. Trust me when I say the party is on in Raleigh. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. He's going to run it. And he'll avoid the tackle on the slide. Washington right back to the line. On the move, it's Washington. At the 45, on its way. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. He's going to pass. Coming after it. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. On his feet at the 40. Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds. They'll immediately call timeout. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Wide receiver shows motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he is going to be forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Tremendous defense there.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver, the different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Looking to pass. It's Duggan. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Finds his big tight end. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. What that means is keeping third downs management. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play.
Touchdown, Huskies!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
Well, you could draw a line in the middle and he would have hit that thing. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. He'll start the return inside his 5. They make the stop on the return, and that is priority one. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Washington ready to kick off to start this second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Looking for a productive play on first down. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Dialing up a second down pass play. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. He can't make the catch. He was open on the crossing route, and instead they're facing a fourth down.
Well, you get the incompletion there on third down. You've still got a half of football basically to play. Do you trust your defense down one possession to get it back to give you a shot? If you don't, you've got to stay out there and you've got to go for this, and you've got to dial up your best play to stay on the field.
The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, move the ball down the field.
All kinds of running room. Touchdown, Huskies! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. A rather inauspicious start with the kickoff out of bounds and great field position for this offense. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. They go to the ground. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Got 6 on 1st down, now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Now the play fake. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And the defense at this point understands that the offense is going to have to try to throw the football, all right? They already got a lead, so they're now pinning their ears back and getting after this guy, trying to get him to the ground.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Caught in the backfield, it's Bond. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the 1st down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep 3rd downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on 1st down.
On 2nd down, wants to throw it. They're setting up the screen. On the move at the 30. And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. Plays like that put just a second of hesitation in the defense to make sure, and they're able to take advantage here.
And they use great timing with this call, right? Like, you can't call this play all the time, but you want to catch them when they're a little bit aggressive, not thinking about it. Nice job slipping the screen behind them, making the easy catch, and then getting downfield, picking up some extra yards.
Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. They're bringing heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. And this is the type of defense that have made the Huskies a factory for pro players.
Yeah, and Reese, when I think about Washington football, I think about defense. I think about right place, right time, great thought process, just physical, make you earn everything they get every single year.
Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. He's looking downfield to throw. Intercepted. Got some room to run. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There's a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
Gonna run it. It's Washington. Hard running there. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down. Washington wants to go quickly.
And that's another productive run. This offense has had a bunch of them today, and they're running back. I think this lead was built on this guy. He's done a great job all game long, setting the tone, and I think that's why this offense has been successful.
Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down for this offense. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
Here comes the offense on second down. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Back to throw, it's Duggan. Moving away from pressure. He'll pull it down. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
QBs do a really good job of feeling pressure and trying to get away from it. You can see he wants to, but there's nowhere to go. Great job by the defense, get him to the ground for no gain.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Running with power. Oh, look out, there he goes. Past the 20. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Wants to fire on second down. The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
And that's where quarterbacks, they got to be very assertive. They got to believe what they see and really pull the trigger. But the longer they wait and they get off rhythm or off timing, a lot of times it ends up in incomplete passes.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. They turn to the passing game on third and short. Fires into traffic, intercepted. Got room on the return. The 30. Inside the 10. And after the huge run, it came at a perfect time for this runner. He's got to catch his breath as we head to the fourth.
Washington, 35. Auburn, 14.
They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. Touchdown, Huskies! And the beatdown has ensued.
Another nice drive put together. And this offense through 2 weeks, man, they look legit. This team's about to be 2-0. All of their dreams in front of them. This team looks like a national championship contender.
On to attempt the try.
The kicker on for the extra point.
And with the extra point, they pushed the lead out a little further. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, should have ran a better route.
Auburn to the line in a hurry. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
Well, they came into this game today knowing that this guy was going to have to leave his mark in this one, toting the rock, and he's done that. He's come up with some big plays, and he continues to do that here late at a juncture where they've got to continue running it if they're going to win.
The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. He'll come out throwing on first down. He's got it. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line.
Tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
Finds his man. It's Simmons. They make the stop after the catch. There's still some work to do to pick up that first down. And here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. The quick out. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. A third down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this defense.
Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here late.
Quick strike complete. And that will go backwards. A negative play, and that defense on high alert that time. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. This defense will try to force a fourth down on 3rd and short from the 45. Early movement on the offense will push them back a bit. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. Motion from the offense. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. That'll be enough for a first down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48. The Huskies moving quickly to the line. Going up top on first down. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. Let's see what they've got on second down. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Looking deep. Snags it inside the 20. Running toward the tape. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
I gotta say, the mental toughness that this team is showing early this season is real impressive. And going down the field and scoring on that last possession, putting themselves in position here to go 2-0, they're answering the bell. This team has leadership on both sides of the ball. Very, very impressive.
On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet and not...
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all...
Gonna take a shot. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
And that decision will be questioned for a while. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
They've got the screen set up. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. This has been an old-fashioned fanny paddling, David. I mean, they've just got taken behind the woodshed.
There's nothing to say. This has been an absolute beatdown. Dominated from the start, Jesse, to almost the finish now. They have done nothing right.
Everyone's going to have a real hard look at themselves, I think, this week after watching the film and in practice. And they just got to take accountability. They have to understand man for man.
Going downfield for the big play. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. He was trying to get that return going. Instead, he'll hand it to his offense at the 38.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin. And
he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
And his offense continuing to spin the football, man, continuing to add to a great day. They built this big lead. They've shown you a variety that they can do a lot of really, really good things. And I like it, man. Continue to throw the football. Continue to be who you are. It's the defense's job to stop you.
Fast motion from the offense. Looking downfield, it's Duggan. Pressure coming. The freshman able to get home with the sack. Timeout called by the offense, 24 seconds left on the clock. Now facing a 3rd and long. DBs will try to keep everything in front. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. He'll let it go down the right side. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one.
For the offense.
And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And there's nothing more frustrating than when you get late in the game and you know they're running the football and you don't stop them. It's been that kind of day for this defense. They haven't played well. They're going to have to go to the well. They're going to have to figure some things out. Practice this week, I can promise you, will not be a lot of fun with these coaches.
On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Complete downfield. That's where they'll mark him a very productive play and a 1st down. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. One more play to pad the stats.
29 Philly.
To the ground with the back. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Washington. And the route is on.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. They'll throw it on 1st down. He wants a big play here late. And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. And with that turnover, that'll finish the game. They get a big win here and start the season on a positive note.
You got to love that as the players. You come out, you have so much anticipation coming into the season, finally getting ready to play in front of a live audience. You're able to come out and execute and get this win under your belt. David, couldn't be a better way to start the year.
And for the losing team, obviously, it's a little bit different. You have something to look at now to analyze where do I need to get a little bit better, but plenty of time still left in the season to improve and turn it around.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.